All right, boys. Welcome to Treadmill Talks. So I realized that my eyes are always black in these videos, like I'm tired. It's because I do my treadmilling. I'm not actually tired, a little bit, but it's because I do my cardio first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, right? So I literally get out of bed and I jump on this thing, right? But today, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of being alone or choosing to be single. We'll talk about there's a lot of lanes to go down this one. We're going to make it a short one, but a sweet one, because I got to go, for those of you that don't know, I live stream every Saturday on Twitch and Kick, 12 p.m. Pacific time. But, it's on my main channel, the Frame Chasers channel. So you gotta look up Frame Chasers on Twitch to find me there. But you'll see me there. But we talk about relationship stuff all the time there too. And then, funny enough, the PC hardware bros, they love talking about this stuff too. That's why I made the channel. Anyway, jump over there if you wanna come hang out with us on Saturdays. But the pros and cons of being alone. Now, this is a super interesting one for me personally, because I am struggling with this right now. I just turned 40, and I'm not sure if it's an age thing or if it's an awareness thing as I'm getting older. Let me explain. Oh, my cat just walked by. So, I think you have to actually have gone through a couple of long-term relationships in your life in order to get to the point where you actually want to choose to be alone. The reason why is because it's all like an awareness, the grass is greener type of thing, right? So if you've been alone your entire life, then you don't have a perspective of what it's like to actually be in a relationship. Therefore, the things that I'm going to talk about in this video won't actually make any sense to you because you haven't been there, right? Again, you have to test everything yourself. A lot of the information about dating online in general are usually from the perspective of the creator, and from the perspective of me. And what I'm going to talk about is I've had 2.5 really long-term relationships, and now I'm 40 and I'm single. So that's the perspective of this video, right? Now, the pros and cons of being single and what I'm struggling with right now is when I look back in my relationships. Well, I've told this story before where the light bulb kind of went off. Let me backtrack. So you guys know 20 to 27, I had a 7-year relationship. And after that breakup, I was 27, so I was still quite young. And after that one, it was very heartbreaking, and I felt very alone. And I wasn't sure what my future was anymore. I felt kind of lost. And it was very damaging to me at the time, right? And my only goal, that's how I got into the PUA stuff and going clubbing and stuff. It was almost like I wanted to find another partner as fast as possible. And I wanted to make up for lost time, right? From 20 to 27. That's when I went through my clubbing phase, right? Now, after my divorce, that one was 32 to 37. I don't even know the exact days. Or I was age 31 to, so I was with this girl for 6 years. So maybe 31 to 36 total or whatever, right? And, it's so funny because the divorce, you would think would be much more impactful in terms of heartbreak or loss of direction or leaving the man destroyed. For me, I was like, I've been through worse. Like, because the 7-year breakup had taught me so many lessons about pain that the 6-year divorce felt like a nothing. And for those of you that have been in my hardware community, the gaming community, you guys would never even have known that I was going through relationship troubles because it didn't affect me at all. It's like game on. You can't throw something at me that I've already seen before type of thing, right? And this was a really interesting paradigm shift for me because after the divorce, after the 6-year split, the difference this time was instead of feeling lost and instead of feeling like directionless or not sure what to do or lonely even, I'll never forget the day after she left, and we didn't talk to each other, obviously. We do now, but we didn't talk to each other for a good few months. And the only thing my brain gravitated towards was opportunity. And it was the weirdest thing. I tell you, man, it's like I have an extra 5-6 hours a day to myself now. The world is my oyster. I can go meet new women now because I know how, right? I can go meet new women. I might be able to find a better partner. I'm not stuck with this person anymore. It was like, it wasn't, I don't know why my brain did that. I'm not really too sure. But it was like, all my brain was focusing on was opportunity and the glory of what it could mean to be single again. And you know, at first, when you break up with a girl, there's like that 2-week cope period where you're like, yay, I'm single again. And then after 2 weeks, you get withdrawal and you're like, oh no, I kind of miss her and all that kind of stuff, right? That didn't happen for me at all. I just again, for those of you that so I have a 30-day rule. We'll talk about this in a future video where when I break up with a girl or when a girl breaks up with me or a split or whatever, I give 30 days of leeway for the girl to change her mind or to work it out. Basically, I won't go on any dates or sleep with anybody else for 30 days. Kitty, she wants to go for a walk. No, Kitty, my good Kitty, I'm recording. So anyway, I gave my ex 30 days. She didn't respond. I told her I'd give her 30 days. I slept with another girl on day 31. And I was like, oh my God, Kitty. I'm not sure if you guys can actually hear her. No, Leela, no, my good Kitty. I might have to actually pause this and go take her for a walk. She's such a good kitty. Anyway, day 31, man. And then that kind of also reinforced the, oh my God, the glory of being single again. It was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go pause and I'm gonna, we'll do a whole episode on the benefits of animals and being single, but I'll be back to the opportunity thing. So anyway, I sleep with a girl on day 31. And then at the time I went to a music festival, slept with another girl there. It was like day 45 or something like that. So oh my God, this cat. So I'd already slept with 2 girls after, within 30 days after my 30-day kind of thing, right? So anyway, which also just constantly reinforces the opportunity of being single, right? And I've talked about this before where you know how you only have to make a girl feel seen and heard in that moment, and that's hypergamy. Now, that's not like manipulation or whatever. It's just like a genuine connection, and it just genuinely really does feel good for you too. After being married for 5 years, and this woman constantly trying to waste your time, arguing with you about things that don't matter, and then you're free on the market again, and you meet a girl that just enjoys your company. Man, it completely makes you forget all the entire marriage within like 10 minutes. Like, it's just like, like, this is what I've been missing, right? Like, intimacy, affection, real care, like, just things that just kind of vanish in a marriage, right? So anyway, this is what I was talking about, where you have to kind of have gone through it in order to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm just kind of looking down over here to see where my cat is. She's kind of sitting at the door. So in that regard, now that I have like the 7-year breakup perspective where it's crushing, I have the divorce that meant nothing. Then I have, here's the other thing too. So I was single. I ended up dating one of the girls that I slept with for a year and a bit. And here's the thing. Right after my divorce, and I had that extra 6 hours of time per day, my income skyrocketed. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it was like a tripling or a quadrupling of income, right? It was complete insanity. I was like, wow. So as a single man, you have the power to take all that energy and put it into a business. And you're like, you can't do that when you're in a relationship because the woman is consuming all your energy and your time. So then you're like, this is what they meant by build an empire. It's fascinating. Now, I'm not saying that you can't build an empire with a woman. It's just that I don't know how to do that. Because every woman I've dated has not been, they've been supported. I don't know what's going on there. So every woman that I've dated, they always kind of do the whole I want more type of thing in terms of like, I want a bigger house. I want a bigger house. I want a nicer car. I want to feel progression in some way. And then you as the man, you're like, sure, I can do that. I'll just go work more hours. I'll work on getting promoted. I'll go back to school. The problem is, all of those activities that you have to do in order to improve her quality of life takes time away from her in order to accomplish those goals, which I don't think they understand that. So then when you take time away from them to accomplish your goal, her goal, they get resentful. And that's happened every single time to me. Now, I don't know how to actually incorporate them into the goal so they can help too, but they don't seem to want to do that either. So that's the pairing up with a female and building an empire together. I don't know how to do that. That's clearly not my expertise field, right? I know like Alex Hormozy was able to do that. That seems to be the exception, not the rule though. You have to find a really switched on woman to do that, right? Anyway, let's backtrack. So my income triples, right? Because I'm single now. And I'm putting all that energy into business. Now, I start dating this other girl. And for about a year and a bit now, this is the last one that I broke up with, right? And the interesting thing here was learning all the lessons that I had learned. I was trying to find a way to maintain the power of being single in terms of wealth growth and energy focus of building business, getting fit. I was in the best shape of my life then, etc. I didn't want to lose basically I wanted the benefits of a relationship, the companionship, being able to just go to the movies with somebody, just like simple shit, right? I wanted those benefits, but I didn't want to give up the 5-6 hours a day for myself. So I wanted the cake and I wanted to eat it too, right? So, which worked very well for a while. We'll talk about, in another video, we'll talk about the paradox of human normalization, which is something I just learned like a couple of months ago, which is a huge problem in relationships. But anyway, so long story short, we broke up like 2 months ago, can't remember now. And again, my income completely skyrocketed. And then so the whole time, so here's the thing. So when I was dating that girl, I would only see her on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Those were our 2 date nights. And what I had not, so, and then I was making like 5 times as much income as she was. So, you know, in my twisted mind, I was like, this girl is actually making me money by not causing problems. So I would pay for all of our dates, and I would pay for, and she was happy. She didn't cause any problems. No drama, no texts, no where are you at 2 a.m. None of that shit. She didn't care. She just like, she enjoyed my company, and I just paid for our food and our movie tickets and stuff. Anyway, so I was like, the longer I'm with this girl, the more I can kind of evolve myself at the same time, which by proximity also evolved her. She got into like insane shape. I got her on all these supplements and like longevity protocols, cardio. She was like, her life significantly improved by being with me too, right? That's probably the most functional one I've ever had. Anyway, broke up with her 3 months ago. I'll explain why in the next video or another video. And again, my income skyrocketed. But this time, it wasn't because of the time saving. It was because of the, how do I word it? It's like creep. It's like expense creep. So like, I was making more money while I was with that girl, but then I was also consecutively taking her on more expensive dinners and like more expensive trips. And or like a good example was like, we would go to a show, let's say a 2-day show, like Excision or Millennium or something like that. And the hotel, there'd be like 2 hotels. One's like $300, one's like $600. And my brain is like, well, the 600 one has a hot tub in it, therefore that would be more fun for us. So I'll get that one. Instead of my brain being like, no, the goal is to just sleep there and drive home the next day. Don't waste the money. So like lifestyle creep, that's the word I want. So I wasn't aware, it's kind of like a frog in boiling water. I wasn't aware of the lifestyle creep that had been occurring with this girl, which is also the problem of why we broke up, which I'll explain in another video. Anyway, so we break up, and cold turkey, all those expenses are gone now. And I'm like, holy shit, yeah. So I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, this is insane. So all that money that I was spending for us to enjoy our time together, I was throwing into the stock market now. And it just keeps compounding on itself. And I'm like, now I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it's like, so again, you wouldn't know that if you weren't in a few relationships, right? So let's wrap this up now. This is taking a while, but it seems to me like unless you actually date so I guess there's maybe like two types of women. There's like the boss babe powerhouse women, and then there's also the ones that just want your time. The problem is they both want the same type of man, right? And it seems like if you're very, yeah, I don't even know, dude. Because the boss babes still want to be paid for too. So it's like, I don't know how to actually be with a woman. So the next one that I test, okay, this is what I've learned here. The next one that I test, I'm not gonna pay for everything. I'm gonna try to get her to pay for like 1/3 of the stuff, maybe. I don't know, like I don't have a good, it's almost like I need to use the woman's poverty as an excuse for me to not spend money on her, if that makes sense. That's like where I'm at now. So the pros of being single is just the sheer hours that you have to spend on yourself, right? I can go to whatever show I want. I went to CES just now in Vegas in January. Didn't have to explain myself to anybody. I want to eat this for dinner. I don't have to explain myself. I want to focus on this part of my business. Don't have to explain myself. When you're in a relationship or when you're with a woman, it's this like, this is the most insufferable part for me. It's this constant 24/7 negotiation and compromise of what she wants and what you want. And there's no better word to explain it other than parasite, where the woman her happiness always seems to be contingent on consuming something of yours, whether it be your title, your status, your money, or your time. So for example, it's things that you wouldn't think about, right? So this last girl, I could talk about this forever. This last girl, she wanted to introduce me to her friends, for example. Let's go to a party. I want you to meet my friends, which you think is normal. It's like, oh yeah, I should meet her friends. But the way my brain works now is, okay, if I go meet her friends, I have to be on my best behavior. I gotta spend time learning what their triggers are to avoid them, because you want to make sure that they like you, because you're a woman. You know that if the friends don't like you, the woman will eventually be poison dripped against you by her friends. Every single time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So for me, the way my brain works, I'm like, this is not just a 2-hour meetup of meeting her friends. This is a potential long-term commitment of X amount of hours of me having to constantly make her friends like me. And I don't know what the hour cost is of that. Same thing with meeting her parents. Same thing with all I'm thinking about is, what do I get out of this? So like, what do I get out of meeting her friends and family? Literally nothing. It's purely an action to make the woman happy. Because social status is so important to women. They want to show off their man to their friends and family. And it's a battle that you can't win. So if you make the decision that you're like, I refuse to meet your friends and family, that will work for about 6 to 9 months. And then again, the poison drip from her friends and family, it's not socially acceptable to do that. So it's like, oh, so he's just using you. So he thinks he's too good to meet your friends and family. What does he have to hide? So And then the woman can resist that for so long, but eventually it will win. And the reason why that wins is because she's not going to alienate her entire social circle to meet your needs. What woman does that? It's never going to happen, right? So she's not going to defend her choices. She's not going to be like, my man makes me happy, and if he wants to save time by building his business and not meeting you guys, why aren't you guys asking me if I'm happy or not? Why is it so important that you have another person to socialize with? Women don't ask these questions. They just feel the shame and they make it your problem. It drives me insane, dude, insane. Option 2, sure, I'll go meet your family. This is what happened with my ex-wife. Sure, I'll go meet your family, whatever. Now all of a sudden, it's like this, I'm roped into like weekly family dinners that start off as like 1 hour, 2 hour. They get pushed to 8 hours. So now I have to spend every single Saturday for 8 hours at the family's house, entertaining them, purely to make the girlfriend or wife happy, with no benefit to myself whatsoever. It's a pure sacrifice. I can't do it anymore. I won't do it, right? So that's the benefit of being single. You just eliminate all that shit. It's not. Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. So it seems like the best approach for single guys right now is to date women for like 6 to 9 months, 6 months to a year, and just say, the reason why I don't want to meet your family and friends is not because I don't care about you, but it's because it wastes so much of my time that I get nothing out. What do I get out of it? Other than just trying to make you happy. Do I get anything out of it, right? Just have the conversation with them. And you'll find quickly that they don't care what you want. They only care what they want. And that's not like vet better, bro. That's every single woman. It's just the way it is, right? So anyway, that is, when it comes to the pros and cons of being single, the sheer amount of time that you have to spend sacrificing your own life and time. You're never gonna get that back, by the way. Every single hour I spent at an in-law's house, helping them, being nice to them, all gone. There's no equity. It's all gone. So why would I do that? Why? Why would you, like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine how much money, imagine the adventures, imagine the new women I could have met, imagine the traveling I could have done. I could have like climbed a pyramid or like Mount Fuji. All the things I missed out on because I wanted to make another person happy. That's the problem. And I don't have an answer for that. But when you're sitting, again, you're not going to understand this until you've been through it a few times. But when you've been through it a few times, and now you're single, and all your brain does is see opportunity everywhere. It's like life is just like the sun is glowing again. You're just like, oh my God. And you don't see it until you've been through it. Maybe we'll do an episode 2 on this because I got to wrap this up. But guys, for those of you that have been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Post comments down below. I'm trying to grow this channel. Jump on the streams on Saturdays. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.